We are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
It's just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening.
Woo! Yes, I approve. Ime Udoka, who is the coach of the Boston Celtics, has now been suspended for the entire NBA season after reaching the NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics last year. This year, he won't even be on the bench coaching. What happened? Well, it turns out that Ime Udoka, who was dating and seeing Nia Long for a long time and had 2 kids with her, I believe.
They were engaged.
Yeah, listen, the relationship.
It's not like they dating or seeing each other. They were engaged. That's
okay.
why I look bad.
Okay. All right. So this man working at the Boston Celtics decided that he was going to have an affair with 2 other staffers. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is where things get weird. Apparently, at first it's consensual. Boston Celtics get out and they say you're suspended for the year. A lot of reactions towards this. Him being suspended for a year, I ain't mad at it. You're in the workplace, keep your fucking dick in your pants. Mm-hmm. And if you're not going to keep your dick in your pants, please make sure it's with somebody who's not in the workplace. And try not to fuck the staff especially, okay? Yep. If you do, get suspended. No problem with it, all right? Get fired, personally. I think you should be fired. That's me personally, right? Reason being is, from a corporate standpoint, one of your employees fuck another one, then there's like raises involved or promotions involved, and she claims that, because I slept with, you don't want none of that drama, no lawsuit. You got to get rid of it. He got to go. Mm-hmm. He got to go. My only question is, if this was consensual, how come them bitches not suspended too?
They're not suspended?
They're not suspended. Apparently, they not even gonna get no disciplinary action. This is where things get weird. One of the women is the wife of the vice president of operations, okay? So this idea that like this man's holding power over them, one of them is like from a whole different department. Halas, stop it, okay?
Yeah, but it is what it is.
No. Way it works, and this was even in my workplace. What?
That's not the way it works.
Go ahead.
You get the man in power, get out. That's the one that makes all the decisions. We know that. Yeah. We know as a man that decide. We know we're the one with the magic. We go to women and we go, ooh, and then we have power over them.
Thanks.
Why would she get disciplinary action?
Are you asking like jokingly or are you being serious? You're joking.
No, I'm asking in where we live in the present where we live in right now. Knowing that the only thing that is being said is power dynamic. Power dynamic. So he's the head coach. He makes all the decisions. It's really how it looks like.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't make all the head coach. He's definitely involved. But the head coach is not the GM. He's not the fucking president. He is important. He's powerful. But he doesn't run everything. You have a no fraternization policy. Unless that person is your direct manager or there's some implication that they held that shit over you, I don't care. You get the same punishment. Malike Andrews had something to say to Stephen A. soon.
Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here. I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset.
He's a GM. And yes, women were unfairly dragged into it because you decided to keep the women who engaged in consensual relationships anonymous. So, because you didn't say who the ladies were who were also engaged in the exact same type of fuckery, okay, people are going to speculate. They're going to wonder. They're going to wonder why these people are not being held accountable. So, if Brad or anybody else is mad, it's because people are like, wait, why are these ladies going out scot-free when they also joined in on this voluntarily? Is that not fair?
Absolutely. It's not like they gave them grape juice. You know what I mean? It's not what happened. That would have been a whole other situation.
Of course.
And that I would understand where we're from. You know what I mean? When we're talking about that, that's something that's highly illegal, whatever went on. And I hope it would be more than a suspension, right? And I can understand that you would keep those ladies anonymous.
No.
But that is not the case.
About this. And I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women, that the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
We're not here to further blame women. No. We're here to blame people who who should be held accountable. I don't care if you're a woman, don't care if you're a child, don't care if you're an adult, granny, trans, fucking leprechaun. Don't give a shit, bitch. If you did something wrong, you should be held accountable. Man or woman, don't give a fuck. I have zero sympathy for Ime Udoka. Don't care about him. For you to sit here like, we're not gonna blame, it ain't about you having a pussy or not. You should be held accountable because you engaged in fuckery. That's it. I'm so sick of being in workplaces that have all these policies to protect women. Fantastic. I'm not mad at them. But then when women engage in absolutely unethical behavior, all of a sudden the boss is like, it's bad PR. So what? How's that fair to anybody else in the workplace? Anybody? I gotta be held to the highest level of scrutiny? She can go scot-free? Why? Because she sees a gynecologist of one time a year? I don't care. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. You can go to the website for our merch. There's Future is Accountability t-shirt there. You can get yours today. So cop that.
Listen, if you want to put her whole spiel, basically in vaginal terms, what she said was rules for thee, not for me. Okay? And I think that's what it really comes down to.
Rule for thee, not for
She
me.
didn't have any rebuttal to why Stephen A. may have said something wrong. She just said, that's not what we are going to do today. That's not what we are going to do today.
Excuse me, what?
That's not what we are going to do today.
More head bobble. What's
Okay?
what?
That's not what we are going to do today.
Okay.
We are not going to further. When did we fucking start? Excuse me.
We didn't even get out.
When did we start?
We didn't even cross the line.
Bitch, you still at the line. You walked backwards. You're not even participating in the race. We don't even know your name. You're a shadowy locked character in a video game. We don't even know who it is we're supposed to blame.
And why does it piss you off so much?
If you've ever been in professional settings and you've seen you've seen some of the bullshit double standards, right? Especially in the military. When I was coming through, you wouldn't believe. Ladies could get away with murder, bro. Murder. Because at the time, from a PR standpoint, they didn't want no negative press, right? So a woman just breathes in your direction and you got to see HR. It happened to me. It happened to other dudes. Now, of course, those are environments that are rampant with other issues, and I'm very sympathetic towards that. But I think it's unacceptable when they engage in fuckery themselves, put your whole career on the line, and nobody never held accountable. Murder. I'm talking about they get people removed from that murder. And so when I see this, it just reminds me of that. It's just like, this is patently unfair, right? And so when dudes come out and say, you know what, I honestly don't feel like working with women in the workplace, and everyone's like, I'm like, I get it. It's less headache. You don't have to deal with no fucking random, you don't have to deal with no nonsense. You don't have to deal with no fraternization unless niggas is gay. And then you can just be like, no LGBT too if you want to avoid that shit. So
what's your solution? Would you want like a segregated workplace?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm sympathetic to the emotion. Listen, we have ladies who work for us. I have no problem. I can maintain that workplace. You know, I'm very strict guidelines in that regards, right? But I can maintain that. But I understand when people say they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because look at this. Two people engaged in a consensual relationship, only the man gets blamed. How does that make sense? Do the math for me.
Well,
I'm very charitable. If he was the one in power of you, if he held whatever, I understand. That's not fair. If you're his secretary, like you want to keep your job and pay your bills, you got to suck some dick. Yeah, sorry, that's a problem. That's a big problem. But if you guys are just in the workplace, you catch each other while walking to the bathroom and y'all decide to fuck, it's not because a dude got a penis that all of a sudden he deserves more time. That doesn't make sense.
Because that's exactly what they're saying right now.
Stop, son. How did that feel doing the first off-camera talk to me?
Goddamn, man.
Yeah?
I mean,
now you know my role, right?
Hey,
No worries. I see you.
Like,
I see
I was like, this shit is. This is all you right now. I was like, I can't.
I'm not mad at it.
I can't follow
I'm
this.
proud of you for taking that role. Sometimes going off camera is not so bad, right?
It's not so bad.
Yeah. You feel like a porn director for some reason. Yeah.
Without the jizz and shit.
I mean, hey, if I'm just masturbating, it's what it is. It's me by myself.
No.
We are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka.
Yo, Stephen A., Stephen A. Sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him, but nigga, you need to learn how to spell some names, bro. This man be adding syllables, R's, letters, numbers, and syntaxes that don't exist in the fucking name. Who is Ime Udoka? He's been saying that since the NBA Finals, bro.
I would have bring it back.
But Ime Udoka.
You see? Where did the ER come from?
Steven, you can't say Udoka with an R to har. R to har. You doker. You can't say that with the R har, man. It's an A. God damn it, Steven. Shit.
He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just
You
like
don't
you're
think
not
someone would
mentioning.
notice if Ime Udoka was not at-
Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes, I approve.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved?
I love the fact that she was like, what we're not going to do is, and then he said, what we're not going to do is stop me on my show. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. He can hold the big L. Ime Udoka fucked up his bag, fucked up his potential career. I'm sure he'll get a job at some point in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the whole double standard here involved is like ridiculous. And watching all these companies virtue signal talking about we want to protect them. If you also want to protect women, you need to make them accountable for the fact that they're engaging in these consensual behaviors. You do, so that they know it's a deterrent in the workplace. Shouldn't be that complicated. It shouldn't. And then the last point I'll make, and this is the final one. We at some point are going to have a real conversation about the fact that even though we put all these policies in place, people naturally are going to be fucking at work. I don't like it. I don't think it's great. But I also think, if you're being honest with yourself, it's very natural. You're at work most of the day. You spend most of my time around these people. And if you know anything about the sports world, journalists will admit to this. Most people, athletes, all this stuff, they fuck reporters. They fuck each other. Reporters fuck each other. Heads of basketball. It's not good. It's a problem.
It's not good, but it's happening.
We can't just say it's banned. Because at the end of the day, even though you ban it, the behavior doesn't seem to really stop.
It's not because you ban something and
No.
It's not because you ban something that you remove it. Okay, you just deemed it illegal. There's a lot of places that drugs are illegal. There's a ban on drugs. Motherfuckers still use them.
Yep.
There was a whole prohibition in the States. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers still use that.
Yep.
It's not because you ban something that there is okay, we banned it, people. It is no longer. That's not how it works.
Nope.
That's not how it works.
I'll take it a step further. You guys in the comments, leave a 1 if you guys have been in a relationship or had a consensual thing going on with somebody from work. Leave a 2 in the chat if it was unconsensual. You're going to jail. Leave a 3 in the chat if you've never done that. If I see any 2s, you better unsubscribe.
But the rest of y'all can subscribe.
Yes. But that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, no, we're
Let us know if you agree or disagree.